HDSLR Shooter, your source for news from NAB 2014. Brought to you by Adobe, Animas, Blackmagic Design, and Carl Zeiss.
It's Clint with HDSLR Shooter, and I'm here with Al Mooney of Adobe. And Al, thank you so much for taking some time to speak with us here at NAB 2014. Can you talk a little bit about what's going on with Adobe Creative Cloud, some new improvements, yes?
Absolutely, yes. So as we have a tendency to do this year at the show, we're revealing new versions of all of our digital video audio products. It's been an amazing ride the last sort of 12 months to 2 years. The market adoption of Premiere Pro in particular and our other tools has just been stellar, staggering, really, all those words. And we're so proud to be able to say things like David Fincher's cutting Gone Girl and Premiere. Like sometimes I have to pinch myself. So we're in a really exciting place and we're having a great time.
You guys hear a lot of input from your customers and everything like that. How do you decide what to keep, or what to make improvements on instead of being too reactive, things like this?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question, and I don't think there's a simple answer to it. We pride ourselves on being very engaged with the editing community, and that's a big community, a big demanding community, and rightly so. So we always take pride in listening to what editors' needs and requests are. Every release, we try to both innovate and respond. And some releases are more responsive and some are more innovative. I think this release is a very innovative release. I think what we've done, and I'll show you, is we've provided editors with ways to do things that they know they want to do, but they didn't know they probably didn't think they had the skills to do. So a real theme in this release of Premiere Pro is leveraging technology that exists in After Effects and presenting it to an editor in a way that's in line with how an editor would think. So the big example there is masking and tracking. So Premiere Pro now has a full masking, feathered mask that can be tracked. The workflow is incredibly elegant, and I know I would say that, but it's we really spent time with editors and iteratively designed it to look like and feel like how they would expect it to work. I never want to just say, take a feature out of one of our products and put it in another. I don't think that's the right approach. If editors say they need to, so the main sort of drive here was editors told us they needed to, very regularly, they needed to blur out a portion of a frame and track it. Blur a face, blur a license plate, those kind of things. But they needed to do it quickly and they didn't want to have to go to After Effects to do it, maybe because they don't have the skills to use After Effects because it's a different thought process. Or maybe, because they didn't have the time or whatever it was. So editors told us they needed masking and tracking capabilities right inside the NLE. And I really feel like the way we've designed it is very elegant. Same is true of this thing we're calling live text. Editors frequently work with After Effects comps in their timeline, which have text in. So obvious example is a lower third. You're making a documentary or a news piece and you use the same lower third throughout, but the text needs to change because you're interviewing a different person. Historically, you go to After Effects to do that, and that is, if you're working on something long, that can be very time consuming. So live text gives editors the ability to edit those text strings right inside Premiere Pro. And the great thing about this is because we have this wonderful integration, you said it yourself earlier, Premiere is the hub. We want you to be able to do the things you need to do most to achieve success in Premiere Pro and do them quickly. And then whenever you need to embellish, we have all these other wonderful tools, fully featured tools. So I can mask and track in Premiere Pro. Then when I need more complex features, I can take all of everything I've done in Premiere out to After Effects and carry on working. If you think about what we did with color in previous versions of CC, where we took the Lumetri Deep Color Engine and we put it in Premiere Pro, that's a similar example. I can easily apply a look in Premiere, I can work with a grader to apply looks, and then when I want to go and have a full functioning grading product, I can take everything I've done out to speed grade and just pick it up from there. I think that's I really believe that's quite a powerful approach.
Well, can we see some of that?
Sure. So one thing I'd also like to point out that I haven't mentioned yet is we are very dedicated to being the sort of leading NLE for 4K and higher resolution workflows. You guys know we've had native media format support for a very long time. One very exciting feature that we have in this release is we've worked very, very closely with the guys at Red to be the first NLE to offer a GPU red debayer. And what that basically means is on a workstation level machine, you're going to be able to play back full resolution red media, every pixel of the 4K and totally not scaled down with real-time effects and not drop a single frame. And people couldn't dream about doing that without a red Rocket card previously. So this is just on a laptop with a GPU. These are 3 red clips, but you can see I can play these 3 red clips back. I can jump to the ECP and I can, in real time, manipulate a three-way color corrector, and I haven't dropped frames. And I mean, being able to do that with, editors expect 4K, 5K, 6K to work just like HD does. And I think with GPU debayer and native format support, we're really starting to kind of move to a place where that can happen. A feature I didn't mention, which is extremely powerful, is something called master clip effects. That's the ability to apply an effect at the master clip level, and any changes you make to the effect ripple down through any instances you've got from that master frame in your sequence. So this is a really, really, really improved, I said really 3 times there, that's how improved it is, workflow for effects. So here's a real quick example. I'll just play down the sequence. You can see we have a shot of some Mustangs that keeps coming back in, and it's really obvious that the shot is too dark. There's no contrast. You can't see these. You can't make them out in this discovery footage. So I'm just going to match frame into my source monitor match frame to the mask clip in the source monitor. Go to my effects panel. We'll just pick up a brightness and contrast. Throw that onto the effect. So this is the new thing, applying an effect at the master clip level. And then when I tweak my effects, let's just dial it up so it's really obvious and some contrast there. You'll notice not only is it applied to this instance as it would do previously, it's applied to every instance. So I can make a single change and it ripple all the way down through my sequences, which is really powerful. So live text, again, it's deceptively simple. In the sense that there's a lot going on when you do this, but for the editor, it's an easy thing to do. So here's a lower third. It's an After Effects project, as you can see. That says AEP down there in the timeline. And I can just select it, match frame into the source monitor. And in here, you'll notice I have, in the ECP, in the Effect Controls panel, these live text fields. And so, let's just imagine I could ski, and I'll just type my own name in there. And, immediately, as I scrub around, that text has changed, in place, in sequence, maintaining all the animation and the graphics and the coloring. I've just changed the text and it took about 3 seconds. So let's look at masking and tracking. So basically, like I say, this is extremely elegant and easy to achieve. So let's just look at this clip here. You can see there's that lady walking across the frame. Imagine this was, some news and I needed to blur her face out. I just go to my effects. This time I'll add a Mosaic Effect. Which I've always been able to do, drag to a clip, there's the effect. But the new thing here, if I just jump to my effect controls panel, is you'll notice these 2 new, and this is the beauty of this feature, it's just 2 new little buttons, and they open you up to this world of possibilities. So there's a little ellipse button and a square button or a 4-point polygon. Let's just quickly increase the richness of that, the resolution of the mosaic. So as you see, if I click on the mask button, it just draws me a mask. And the effect applies within that mask. It's obvious, it's easy, and it's very intuitive. So if I wanted to blur this lady's face as she moves along the frame, let's just toggle the effect off to make it easier to see for a sec. Oops. I can literally just grab this ellipse, draw it across the portion of the frame. So this is the After Effects object tracker in place in Premiere Pro. Draw it across this face here, and then I just jump back to my ECP and I hit play. And I just jump back to the ECP and I hit play. And then what you see is it's tracking as we go. And then I'll be able to access the feathering options and increase the size. And it's just very intuitive for an editor to do something that I think a lot of editors maybe didn't think they had the skills to do in the past. And that, I think, is the real sort of driving force of this release. It's empowering editors to be able to do things that previously they may have felt like they lacked the knowledge or the skills to do.
The speed grade has been always kind of like, I'm getting out of the app and I'm getting a little bit scared because it looks so different. But there's in the new version we're going to see quite a difference there, right?
Yeah. So we've dramatically improved the direct link workflow. Direct link is it's wonderful technology. It's basically the way direct link works is SpeedGrade can open a Premiere Pro project. So no exchange formats, no relinking to media, no losing effects and transitions. It's just the same project open in a different application. And we've done a lot of work, and we've continued to do a lot of work in this forthcoming release to, in that mode, make SpeedGrade look and feel as much like the Premiere Pro project as possible. So you can show the layers now. All the clip colors come through. Any master clip effects you've applied just show up. So it really is a very smooth passage into SpeedGrade. And I talked about how we can start masking and tracking in Premiere, and then when I need to do more, if I need to do more, I can take it to After Effects. That's so the same with the color workflow, and I really think this is a powerful way of thinking about this. We've enabled editors to apply beautiful SpeedGrade looks, drag drop, super easy. And a lot of people are happy with that. The minute you need to make a tweak, the minute you need to embellish that, you take it to SpeedGrade. The minute you need to embellish your masking and tracking, you take it to After Effects. The minute you need to embellish the audio work you've done, you take it to Audition. So I think being able to do the things you need to do time and time and time again every day in the hub, but then know that you've got every possible control you might need is available basically from a menu item or the touch of a button. I think that's really a powerful message.
So we'll be looking for this update for those that are currently using Creative Cloud. This will just come up as an update at some point.
The beautiful thing about Creative Cloud, people get very excited. They wake up one morning and there's a little red number in the top of their screen. So yeah, Creative Cloud customers will see this soon.
And people want to find out more. What do they do?
Well, they ring me up normally, but I'd rather they went to adobe.com. They'll see all the revealed product information there.
Thanks a lot, Al.
Thanks, man.
HDSLR Shooter, your source for news from NAB 2014. Brought to you by Adobe, Animus, Blackmagic Design, and Carl Zeiss.